The newest medicinal cannabis dispensary opened its doors this morning in Frankfort. It was supposed to happen a few days ago, but it was all postponed due to the bad winter storm. Now officials say it is full steam ahead when traditional Western medicine isn't enough. It's called NuEra, and that's what company officials are hoping for as the first medicinal cannabis dispensary opens in Frankfort.
We are going to have 15 jobs originally in the for the dispensary. All product is grown in the state of Kentucky. They're grown at the cultivation licenses that were issued, and then also processed at the processing licenses. There's going to be a variety of assortment from anywhere between for flower, edibles, vapes.
Medicinal cannabis company owners entered a state lottery and won a business license in December 2024. Regulators then decide which dispensary offers the most benefits for Kentucky residents.
Opening a dispensary definitely takes some time, right? It's, making sure that we are providing the customers with a safe, accessible means to getting the product.
Since Kentucky's medicinal cannabis law went into effect January 1st, 2025, more than 23,000 medical cards have been issued to patients managing conditions like cancer and PTSD.
We rely on practitioners to write these certifications. So, they're going to their doctor, to their healthcare professional to get that advice on whether or not this is going to be helpful for them.
Besides NuEra in Frankfort, Kentucky Alternative Care is opening its dispensary on Bardstown Road in the Highlands Saturday. It's the first business of its kind in Jefferson County. The state confirming more than 70 businesses from dispensaries to cultivators have all been approved to operate in Kentucky since last year. Backers expect that number to only continue to grow.